You know, a big part of the road trip ritual is the packing of the car itself, a responsibility that generally falls on the shoulders of the alpha packer. But it's not just about pecking order in the family, it is a major responsibility. The load that your car is carrying is going to affect its ability to brake, the performance of the vehicle, and of course the wear and tear on the components themselves.
Inefficient packing of the car can also lead to uncomfortable seating for passengers or lead to uneven weight distribution, which could cause problems.
But I think we all have that holiday ritual of packing the car. We've got to get everything in there, the flippers, we've got to have our umbrellas, we've got to have all of the putt course. And obviously the danger is overloading the vehicle on a long road trip where we need our vehicle to be as safe as possible. What sort of effect does an overloaded vehicle have on that vehicle's ability to perform, especially the braking system?
Overloading any vehicle has got a big impact on the braking ability of that vehicle, especially on the lifespan of the components on the brake system. But ultimately, we don't want to have a brake failure due to overloading, due to the excess heat that's generated during brake application.
So how do I know? What are those factory specifications? Where do I find that on the car?
The easiest way is to go to the license disc. They specify a tara weight and a gross weight, which will normally be with a normal passenger car like this, in excess of 300 to 400 kilograms that you can carry with the weight of the car itself, and stick to that specifications. There's a reason for it, because the vehicle is designed to carry that weight and stop that weight in a certain safe stopping distance.
And I suppose so much technology is going into the performance of that vehicle. You want to make sure that when you're loading it, you're not taking anything away from that. I'm assuming that distribution is vital.
Yeah, definitely. We don't see it as much on normal vehicles day in and day out. I've seen it on trailers, big truck trailers, where they've actually loaded less weight, and just by putting the weight on a certain place could actually lead to an overloading condition if that vehicle is weighed. But a vehicle like this, we need to stick to the specifications that the manufacturer specified for us to keep everybody safe on the end of the day.
Well, do you mind taking me through a bit of a practical, how you would go through the step-by-step process of packing before a long journey?
Definitely. Let's have a look at what you packed in and see if you packed it right the first time.
Right, you can see we left in a bit of a hurry this morning.
Everything has been thrown in here. There's a lot of open spaces. I think we need to take everything out to make sure that we pack it correctly for your trip down on holiday.
The trick to packing properly is to put heavier items at the bottom of the boot and put anything which is fragile or needed during the journey at the top for easy access.
Okay, so we've got everything out. We know the components that we're dealing with. Where do we begin the process?
I've been taught by my dad to use the Tetris way. It sounds stupid, but it actually works. We want each and every little gap being filled to make sure that that load is not moving during the trip that you take. Whether it's an hour trip, whether it's a 5-hour trip, we need everything stationary and not moving during that trip itself. Normally we start with the biggest size luggage, and we're going to do that now.
Try to put as much in the boot as possible and don't store luggage in the passenger cabin. Passenger safety comes first, so don't place any luggage in the car which compromises child car seats or safety belts.
Oh, good job, sir. Nicely done. I could probably fit almost twice as much stuff in there. I love that. I have to ask though, looking at your packing prowess, has your dad let you become the alpha packer yet?
Unfortunately not. When we do travel together, it's his job to actually pack the vehicle, make sure that everything is nice and firm and correctly packed. I respect his wishes, and therefore he's the man to do all the packing on the end of the day.
Well, Bertie, thank you so much. I do feel a lot safer and a lot more secure, but I think it is time for me to hit the open road. All right.
You're in control with Ferodo.